Hey, Western Po Boy Savage of the Derpy Redneck channel. Sorry that the original theme that was used for the intro is no longer being here, but the animation's still here. But yeah, copyright monopoly justifying bollocks fucked me in the ass. Enjoy the show. Low carb tips for frying. Number one, stay away from omega-6 dense fats. Number two, do not eat fried foods often. And I mean don't eat them often. Your crate, well, that's how, so don't eat, use the right oil. Don't eat them that often. Three, use some type of breading like tiger nut flour. It's a lot more fibrous, more mineral nutrients. It's practically, it's fibrous as hell. The glycemic index is super low. There's no gluten. There's no grazy starch. There's no grain in it. It's a good additive to grain flouring if you're going to use some type of grain flour, including gluten-free. There's no lectins to react and to be turned into something else, some other product by the chemical reactions in the frying. Pressure frying is good. If you want an oil that's good for frying, use a combo of naturally refined avocado and Luana brand safflower oil. That's the one that's got a lot of monounsaturated fat. You need to read that because that's the more stable than the polyunsaturated omega-6s. And you can use these in combo with either, lard, bacon fat with all the little particles strained out of it, and it's just the pure fat. Duck fat, chicken fat, goose fat, beef fat, etc., etc. The properties of the meat, the lard will change based on what you feed the original meat source. I'm actually going to talk about that soon enough. And I'm going to tell you how to actually do this more effectively. How to actually show you based on some experience I had in helping raise some pigs and cows. Helping worm a bull, a black Angus bull. I probably eat meat by now, but that little shit come up to me and I guess he could tell I wasn't going to hurt him. Don't understand it. He just walked up and just was gentle with me. When he saw my dad, he charged him, butting that fucking fencing, trying to break it. Dad jumped back, despite of the fact he had a broke ass leg. He could still leap. He was like, "Oh shit!" You scare him enough, he'd jump. It would hurt him later, but he could jump. Jump the fuck out the way. But yeah, I'm going to discuss more of that later in a future video. If you're one of those paleo, low carb, or carnivore, or opportunistic omnivore, more meat lenient kind of communities, or if you're just going to be like, if you're going to be one of the two more meat heavy blue zones, Okinawa, Japan, and the Korea Peninsula, Costa Rica. If you're going to be like them in the diets, Terry deal, or if you're going to be like a combo of them and Lee Ching Yun, except throw a little black cumin seed in your occasional hominy grits, if you're going to have, or if you're going to have that instead as a gluten-free alternative, due to the lectins being most part destroyed, the starch factor mostly gone. I'll cover how to maximize your effectiveness out of hominy soon enough, because I actually read enough into this shit. I got gist of an idea. It's actually going to be a permaculture economics of biofuel, and it's going to be mentioned in that actually. But anyway, how you feed the source of fats. But anyway, Luana brand safflower oil, that's monounsaturated fat. naturally refined avocado oil paired with the, like I said, okay, red palm oil, bacon fat with all the particles strained out, lard, beef fat, grass fat ideally, pastured, duck fat, chicken fat, goose fat, sheep's fat if you wanted, grass fat ideally. Or any combinations of these, and you use the breading, like I said, like a tiger nut ideally. If you wanted to use a grain flour, which I would not advise, I would actually prefer the Paleo breading, the tiger nut flour. When I get some, I'm going to do that from now on. That's a hell of a lot. That is low carb as fuck you're going to get. There's no lectins to react to the cooking of the oil, none of the starches to turn in any crazy substances and shit, make any kind of byproducts, no crazy shit, affect your system. And it's just, when you pull it out, make sure the shit's fully drained off before serving. When you're dealing with animal fats as additives to the vegetable oils to make it cheaper, the way they're fed does count. It matters because of the composition of the fats, fatty acid ratios, the antioxidant content, all these other things that can be tested, can be chemically analyzed to actually fucking count for a reason. That's some good ass tea. I'm going to show you how to make that soon enough, but I'm going to have to get me a little bit more of this. Just a teeny bit more of this. So that's some good shit. Especially, you little fucker. Especially when paired with raw honey. A reminder. Hope you enjoy the low carb frying tips for low carb. There's only one true low carb paleo breading flour, which is tiger nut fucking flour. And honestly, if you're gonna use any vegetables, like okra and stuff, which I love that. Season it good. If you're gonna use egg wash, make sure that the eggs are certified humanely certified. Why? Certifying humanely fed and pasture raised are the only two labels that guarantee that the chickens don't get their wastes fed back to them. It's only guarantees. Organics, vegetarian, country. Don't mean diddle fuck. About to upload that soon enough myself and discuss this shit because it's important that people know. And I'm going to have to go dig the references up again and put them in the description below. I'm about to go batter up some fish, get some Lumana safflower oil, and strain some bacon fat off to fry with. And when I do, it's going to be delicious. I'm using pollock. I've had some salmon, I'd fry it too. I'm using healthier fats. I'm using heat stable fat. And I'm submerging it completely. I don't eat anything fried hardly very often. So yes, I gotta go. I gotta cook supper. I will see you guys next time.